Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new Naruto Manga 616 prediction. This week's chapter of Naruto. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to go all fanboy over this camera, but it was excellent to me. Like, I can't think of anything wrong with this chapter, really. Every chapter has its pros and cons, but this chapter to me was just done so well. Like, it wasn't an actiony chapter. It wasn't at all like you didn't see much fighting. You only have really one scene where there was really any type of fighting, and still wasn't really much of anything. But everything else that went down in the chapter, as far as like the speeches that were said and the moments that happened, were just on point to me. Like, I couldn't see it being done any better in this particular manga. Like, I loved it. Obito felt really convincing actually when he told Naruto. We just saw the death of a major character in the Naruto series, Neji Hyuga. Character that everybody pretty much, I know a lot of people out there like, and probably a lot of you guys out there like as well. Neji was like a fan favorite in part one, and part two, a lot of people tend to still like Neji, even though we haven't seen him much during part two. He's made appearances here or there. He played of course, a big role in the first arc of Shippuden, but we haven't really seen him much since then. And seeing him go the way he did, and then on top of that, seeing Obito pretty much throw Naruto's words right back at him, told him, he was like, Naruto, like, I thought you weren't gonna let any of your comrades die, and just yelled at him. I thought you weren't, like, I said it again, Naruto, I thought you weren't gonna let them die. And seeing Naruto's reaction just in pure shock, because in a way, Obito, like, just proved it to him. He was just like, where's that now? And you can tell Obito is really trying, in a sense, to convince Naruto, because he sees himself in Naruto. I'm pretty sure we all know that by now. He said that himself. And I liked actually seeing Naruto actually being shaken up by this, because it gives some realism to the character. Like, you see the character actually have a weak moment. Now, some people probably don't like that, but, I think, all of us sometimes, when certain things happen in our life, we may have a weak moment or two. And I think that's all right, but I like the fact that Hinata, she pretty much stepped her game up. She was like, Naruto, what are you doing? Because he almost pretty much gave in. You see Obito saying, you don't have your mother, your father, none of that. And you mean to tell me you want to be in this reality? You're going to lose all that eventually anyway. And, all that's left is loneliness. And I know you know about loneliness. And then Naruto, he's like pretty much saying, he's doing Darth Vader. He's just like, come to the dark side. And of course, Naruto's pretty much about to give in. So, I'm not trying to give you guys, like, of course, entire synopsis, because I know some of you guys don't like it when I do that. But I thought that part was done so well. I had to talk about that, because, I don't know, like, I was really feeling like I was kind of feeling convinced by Naruto that he was really about to give in. Like, I was thinking, like, is Naruto gonna do this? Like, obviously, it's a shonen manga, so, the good guy, obviously, is not gonna sit up there and go bad, but I didn't know, I'm just saying, I was getting a little convinced by it for a minute, so, that was really done well for Kishimoto. And probably another part, obviously, when Hinata gave the whole speech to Naruto, I don't really have to go over the whole speech, but that was also really touching as well. When she did that, I probably just about smiled when I read the chapter. Like, I used to be all Naruto Saku, thinking like, oh yeah, Naruto Sakura, they should get together because Naruto wanted to get with Sakura. But, I'd probably say during this war, even before this war, once Hinata, told Naruto she loved him and all that kind of stuff when during the pain arc, and I was kind of like, okay, I don't mind Naruhina, that would be pretty cool. And I'm more, of course, I'd be more for Naruhina now, and that's obviously what's going to happen after that speech. Like, she pretty much, Hinata appears to be what Naruto needs, actually. When Naruto, whenever he gets ready to lose his grip on things, it seems like she comes in and she pretty much throws his words back in his face to reinforce him and boost him up. And that actually seems like a relationship in a way, like a real relationship. Like, I can't see him getting that from the character Sakura. Like, I can't see him getting that. Like, Sakura, pretty much all she does is, like, smack around, punch him up, and, more like I guess a damsel in distress. Like, when there's problems, then she'll be like, oh, help me, Naruto, help me. But, Hinata, isn't always like that. Hinata actually supports Naruto even when he's down, when he's weak. She's like, "Come on, Naruto, stand up." She even basically explained Neji's words like, "If you give up right now, you're really killing Neji. But if you don't give up, if you keep moving, that's when your friends continue to live." And it makes sense. I mean, I don't understand. It's kind, I'm like, it kind of makes Naruto actually look a little stupid at that moment, but at the same time, like I said before, I feel like that moments like that in the Naruto series, or any series, when your main character has a moment of weakness, gives a little realism to them. So I think that was good. And of course, Naruto, ends up waking up now. Of course, we have Killer B attacking the A-Tails in there, which I have to say, I mean, Killer B pretty much impregnated the A-Tails when he shot that tail beast bomb in the A-Tails. Like, I was not expecting the Ten Tails to actually freaking get, like, actually him to get one on the Ten Tails. I mean, it's the Ten Tails. I mean, I don't know, like, it was a little weird. Like, I was thinking, like, really, like, you act like Killer B injured the Ten Tails a little bit, because before, like, what, like 5 or 6 chapters ago, he did a tail beast bomb and it, like, pretty much flicked it away. So I have to give him at least a couple points in the sense, like, all right, Killer B, you went in for 2 seconds. You had your, 30 seconds of screen time or whatever to do what you did. And, you did a little damage, but at the same time, we all know that's not going to do anything on the Juby. I mean, the Juby is pretty much, seems like it's almost indestructible. I'm even kind of wondering why Madara was a little worried about the Juby getting hurt. And Obito is pretty much acting like he's the boss of this whole plan now, which is a bit weird, but you still have to give him a few points for, seeming more and more like a villain now, because he started to seem like Madara's little bitch after, like, I guess the past couple chapters, before this, like, of course, after the flashback of Obito seeing how he became how he is now, he really seemed like that. But now I'm like, he's seeming like, no, I'm in control of Madara. Let me do this. But I want to see Madara actually step his game, because I don't want Madara looking like, he's just going to sit down and let Obito do everything. I mean, it's freaking Madara Uchiha. But, yeah, I mean, the chapter, though, like, of course, after the Jubi and the A-Tails part was done, we saw Killer B do his little thing right there, which I actually thought he was going to die. Which, if that was the case, if he was going to die, I would have gave the chapter even bigger rating. I mean, I can't really even go higher, because, I think I'm going to start doing ratings actually now, because I would give this chapter like a straight up 10 out of 10. But if that happened, like if Killer B freaking went in and actually had, died in this chapter, because I mean, Juby, I'm surprised it didn't like just swallow him right there. I would have had to give it even higher than that, because you would have had so many things going on in this chapter. I mean, your main character almost got convinced in this chapter to turn, or switch teams. And you had Hinata pretty much get her development started showing in this chapter, so she went up a couple points in this book. If Killer B would have died, I mean, it would have just been even better than that. I mean, I can't really explain it. But the ending of the chapter, of course, we see Naruto finally get his confidence back. He stands up and he's just like, all right, I got this, and then he's telling Hinata, you've been by my side the entire time, and you see him grab her hand, which pretty much confirms that they're going to be together. And he goes back into Biju mode, and of course, starts pumping Hinata up with all this chakra. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that I'm pretty sure Hinata is about to go in a little bit too. Like, I don't think Kishimoto would just have at the end of the chapter her lighting up and seeing her being surrounded by chakra, especially since she said that she feels safe. So I'm thinking that, all right, she probably really is getting pumped up with a lot of power right now. I don't think Kishimoto would do that without her actually doing something next week. I don't think she's just going to be on Naruto's arm or him just running alongside with her and her not doing anything. So maybe she'll get some type of temporary Biju Byakugan mode or something. I don't know. But I know a lot of you guys will probably be happy about Hinata actually doing something, because a lot of people I know in part 1, liked the Byakugan, and I know in part 2 kind of became a disappointment because you didn't really see Byakugan do much anymore. It was kind of thrown off on the shelf. The Sharingan, of course, in part 2, pretty much took its light. I mean, Sharingan has all these transformations, the freaking Manga Kill Sharingan, EMS, and then you have Renegon now that's kind of branched off with it when you have Senju DNA. So I know Byakugan will probably get a screen time, probably see maybe a few sweet moves from Hyuga Clan, but except they'll probably be boosted up a lot. Well, obviously, if Hinata is going to do anything, they have to be boosted up a lot. So, all you people that are fans of the Byakugan that want to see the Byakugan get some type of screen time, see it actually go in and be important to the Naruto story in some shape, way, or form, you'll probably get that now. So, I know you guys are probably going to be happy about that. And personally, I guess I'm a little bit happy about that too, because I've wanted to see a little bit of different stuff, even though we're at the end of the series, and of course you're going to have the strongest characters that are going to play the biggest role in the story, which would be the like Uchiha, Senjus, Uzumakis. But I've still wanted to see, what kind of other clans actually do. I mean, we have seen the other clans, of course, earlier part of the story, but I still want to see, you know, little things from them here or there. Just seem so irrelevant. So I don't know. Good job, Kishimoto, on that. I mean, finally get a little bit of probably Byakugan action. Naruhina is pretty much almost confirmed, which is great. And other than that, I can't really think what else to say about this week's chapter. I mean, next week Guy and Lee, I'm surprised we didn't get a big reaction from them this week's chapter. I mean, everybody looked shocked when they said, like, Neji died. And we all know Hiyashi was pretty much, he's pretty upset about Hisashi's death because we see him say, I'm sorry, Hisashi, I let Neji die. So, I don't know if maybe he's going to sacrifice himself or anything crazy in this battle. I don't think he will. He may live on, but it should be, I don't know, I guess you could say the end of the war is actually in a sense what I'm interested in. Not like because I want the series to end. I don't know if this is going to be, I don't know if this is the last arc, or I don't know if maybe Sasuke's going to have his little mini arc, which I think he will. But I'm interested in seeing the characters' reactions after this battle. I'll put it that way. I want to see how everybody takes the deaths of these different characters. Because we've had like the death of Inoichi and Shikaku now. We've had the death of Neji now, and the pending death of Tsunade. So I want to know like how the characters change from the deaths of these major characters that we've seen throughout the course of the story, especially since they went through a war. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the chapter. And as for what I think is going to happen next week, I'm starting to doubt Guy using the eighth gate because he didn't go nuts in this week's chapter. I was thinking like maybe he was gonna have more of a shining role in this chapter, like maybe being like, dang, my student, what happened to him? He still could have that, but I don't feel that now, especially since he now looks like she's about to go Super Saiyan, so that's probably not gonna happen, maybe. So anyway, this is pretty much my thoughts on this week's chapter, guys, and what I think is gonna happen in the next 2 weeks, because the manga's not gonna be out, I think, for like 2 weeks. So anyway, thanks for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel or rate this video. So if you liked it, please put a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, you can put a thumbs down. The choice is yours. And don't forget to go ahead and comment down below and tell me what you thought about this week's chapter. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys.